satellites are called space segment. It constitutes space segment. Then what is transport segment? Anyone? Which transports satellite from Earth to space? What is it called? Rockets. That is transport segment. Then we have ground segment, which receives the data from satellite, and we have various bodies, various organizations to make use of this satellite data. One of them is NESAC and Nagaland Remote Sensing Establishment. All these organizations make use of the data. What they will do with this data? Finally, the objective is serve the population, serve Indians, serve the people in different ways. Whether it is agriculture, whether it is fisheries, whether it is communication, urban development, rural development, watershed development, water resource management, what not. You think of an application, satellite can be used. In 2014, when Narendra Modi became Prime Minister, he called secretaries of all departments of central government and he told all of you give one presentation how to make use of satellites. And all of the secretaries of Government of India, the top level bureaucrats, they gave the presentation that how their department will make use of the satellite. Culture department, urban development, railways, aviation, all departments gave the presentation and told they will be using satellites in this way. Then our Prime Minister, sir, is not a simple person. He gave the deadline. Okay, you go back, sit with ISRO, ask them to make satellites whatever you want and make use of the satellite and show it to you. And it was done. When the targets are given, ISRO always stands up and delivers. That is why we have variety of remote sensing satellites, communication satellites, navigation satellites, space exploration satellites. Okay? Now, as I told you just now, what are the types of satellites? Okay? What are the types of satellites? First one is Earth observation satellites. What it will do? It will observe the Earth. It will take images, various types of images in different frequency bands. You may not be able to understand what is frequency bands now, but various types. I am trying to explain in as simple as possible. Okay, in a way as simple as possible so that you can understand. It takes images in different types of images, you can say, and these images are used for variety of applications starting from agriculture, fisheries, urban development, rural development, search and rescue, whatever it is. Okay, this first type of satellite, imaging, and these images are used by NESAC and Nagaland. You can see our associations, organizations which are participating in this. Nagaland GIS and Remote Sensing Center, they also use satellite images. So in India, only ISRO never uses satellites. It makes the satellite and ensures that all the state governments use the satellites. In all states, they have a department called Remote Sensing Applications Department. They make use of these images. And the second one is communication satellite. See, when the first satellite was launched, just now I told, in 1957, correct? In 1931, you remember how old it is? In 1931, one author, scientific fiction author called Clark, he wrote that if you keep 3 satellites around the Earth, we can have global communication. Instantaneously, we can have global communication. Now, if some of your friends or relatives are staying in Bangalore or Delhi or London or America, you just take your mobile, dial and speak to them. Instantaneous. But in our age, in 1980s, 90s, it was not like that. If you want to speak to anyone outside the city, outside the state, outside the country, it used to take 3-4 hours. It was called trunk call. When I want to make call to Bangalore, I have to first call to Oka head, Oka BSNL center and tell them I want to speak to person in Bangalore. Then they will tell keep the phone down, we will call you back. They will contact different centers in between and finally they will connect to Bangalore. Then Bangalore person will call the destination person. Then connection is established. Then the local Oka BSNL person will call the person and tell him you can speak to Bangalore. It used to take 3 to 4 hours. People used to wait to talk to the other person in India itself for 3 to 4 hours in 1980s. But now it is not so. Immediately you can connect. That is because of satellites. Because of these communication satellites. 3 satellites around the globe will support global communication. This was envisaged. This was written first by Arthur Clarke in 1931. You can say how he imagined how we can have a communication system in the world, and it happened. Okay, so all these communication satellites are used for mainly communications between any two source and destination person in the world. Okay, then navigation satellites. You have seen one video. IRS series of satellites were there. Now it is called NBS series of satellite. We are making satellites to have navigation system, our own navigation system. Now which system we are using? Which system we are using for navigation?
GPS.
Which system? What is the navigation? How do you navigate using phone? GPS. Which country owns GPS? Which country owns GPS? Who is owner of GPS? America. It is not ours, but we are using it. But during Kargil war, what happened? These GPS services were restricted. America told, you are doing war, we will not support you. There was problems. There were a lot of problems. Then India thought, why we should depend on America always? We should be self-reliant. Correct? Should we depend on America always? We should have our own system. That is NAVIC. Even though now we have GPS only in our phones, in few years or in coming days, all our phones will have NAVIC systems. It requires development of special ICs, chips, to be put in this mobile, and then we can use Indian navigation system. That is NAVIC. Now, NAVIC is used for aviation and government applications, we are using it. But for civilian applications, still our mobile phones are not supporting NAVIC. The time will come. There is agreement between ISRO and Qualcomm Technologies to make the required chips for mobiles. Once the chip is developed and then put in your mobile phones, you can use NAVIC. You should be proud to use NAVIC because it also gives the same services as GPS. And it will be our system. We need not depend on America or any other country. Europe has its own navigation system. China has its own navigation system. India will also have its own navigation system. It's already there. It is used for only specific purposes. Here in the future, you will be using our own navigation system using these navigation satellites. The next comes exploration satellites. See, these first 3 satellites are for common applications. Everyone uses these 3 types of satellites. Whereas exploration is to do research and to go to other planets. Example of exploration satellites: Chandrayaan, Mangalayaan, Astrosat, Aditya. These satellites are made to explore, to study the space. Okay, so these are 4 different types of satellites. What is a satellite? is nothing but replica of a human body, replica of a human in the space. Can we keep a human in space? No. That is why we have created an item, we have created a system called satellite, which is nothing but human, except it doesn't have life. In its own way it has life. Okay? Whatever we have, eyes, ears, nose, skin, digestive system, all our systems are inside the satellite. It is replicated in satellite. Various subsystems are made to ensure that satellite is in its orbit. Okay? These are the different main parts of satellite. One is called payload systems and other is called mainframe systems. What are these payload systems? These payload systems are like camera, reflectors, transponders, optical systems, which are used to make use of satellite. Payload systems are systems used to make use of satellite. When we make satellite and keep it in the orbit, what we need to do next? We have to use it. How to use it? Using these payload systems. It will be part of the satellite. The other one is mainframe subsystems. These mainframe subsystems are essential for satellite to be in the orbit. If satellite has to function, all these parts have to be there. Structures, thermal control, mechanisms, propulsion. These are mechanical systems, power system, telecommand and telemetry system, communication system, control system, inertial system and optical systems. These are electrical systems. And behind all these, software is always will be there. Structures, these are structures of different satellites. Different satellites will have different structures. If you compare with human body, which system of human is structures which is similar to structure? Skeleton system, which supports all other parts of the body. Correct? If skeleton is not there, skeleton system is not there, then our brain, heart, kidney, hands, everything will be on the ground. Correct? Structure is skeleton system. These are the different types of structures. Then thermal system. In space, satellite experiences extreme temperatures. Plus 125, plus 150 to minus 150, minus 175 degrees. Our electronics inside the satellite cannot tolerate those temperatures. Correct? So how to protect it? We have to protect from very low temperature and we have to protect from very high temperature. Which part of our body supports this thermal conditions inside our body? Which is a part of the body which acts as thermal control system? Skin. If skin actually absorbs all the heat, otherwise our heart or our inside organs will face extreme temperatures. Okay? So we have on satellite MLI, multi-layer insulation, solar reflection insulators. So there are so many parts of satellite which is like our thermal system of the body, like skin. You would have seen golden color. You would have seen golden cover on the satellite. That is like skin. That protects satellite from extreme temperatures. Okay? And then mechanisms. When satellite is launched, it is folded and set. The satellite is very large. Solar panels are very large. They cannot be put inside the rocket. It will be folded. Once it goes to space, once satellite is ejected into space, many things are to be deployed. Deployed means solar panels have to be opened. Antenna has to be deployed. Antenna will be like this. It has to be opened. Solar panels will be folded. It has to be opened, deployed. Okay? So this part is done by mechanism system. Which part of the human body is mechanism system? You can see now, I am deploying. Which part is working? Or I am rotating. Which part is working? What are these? Biology you have studied. These are joints. Correct? Shoulder joint, knee joint. Whatever human body has, it is replicated in a satellite. Correct? You are smiling. You think, what is this human body and satellite? How they can be same? That is the fact. Whatever human body has, satellite has. Okay. Once satellite is in the orbit, it has to be controlled. If, see, there is a correct path for you. In your life, you have to go in the correct path. If you are not going in the correct path, someone will correct you, your teachers will correct you, or your parents will correct you. If you have to go in this path, if you are deviating from your path, who will correct you? First your parents will try, but you will cheat your parents, they will not know, you will do something outside. Then your teachers will correct you. Finally, if both of them cannot correct, who will correct? Police will correct. Correct? Someone will be there to correct us. Similarly, if satellite has to be in a particular orbit, if it deviates, if I am going like this, I have to go like this. I have to be tapped from here to come back to my orbit. How tapping is done? Small rockets are fired. If I am going like this, a small rocket, they are called thrusters. They will be fired and it will put back to correct orbit. These thrusters are put all across the satellite because the path can be anywhere. Deviation, you can go like this, anywhere. It has to be brought back by firing appropriate thrusters. When you fire thruster, what is required? When I want to speak, if I want to speak, what I want? Energy. How I get energy? By eating food. Similarly, satellite, how it will get energy? Fuel is required. Fuel is put in this tanks. This fuel is used to correct the satellite in orbit. By using this fuel, appropriate thrusters will be fired and satellite will be put in its correct orbits. Okay? Then power system. Continuous energy is required for electronic systems. So solar panels are used. Solar panels will convert solar energy into electrical energy and then it will be stored in the batteries. They will be supplied to all parts of the satellite. Then telemetry and telecommand systems. Okay. Telemetry and telecommand systems. What is telemetry? Measuring from the distance. See, satellite, we need to monitor voltages, currents, what is the battery level, how much charge is there in the battery, what is the direction of the satellite, where is the satellite. All this information we have to take it. The information that comes from the satellite is called telemetry data. This telemetry data gives health of the satellite. Okay? This telemetry data will give how is the satellite, what are the voltages at various points. And once the data is, when we analyze the data, if we want to tell satellite to do something, switch off some motors, switch on the payloads, then we have to send signals, fire thrusters, we have to send signals. These sending signals is called telecommanding. That is telecommand systems. So telemetry and telecommand systems will receive the signals from the satellite, that is telemetry data, and then send the signals to the satellite, that is telecommand data. Then communication system. How communication can happen? We have to send the signal through antenna. Antenna will send it to a big antenna you have seen in the video. Through that it will go to satellite. Satellite will also have antenna. It will receive the signal from ground. Then it does some activity in the satellite and then sends the signal back to the ground through the same antenna. So antenna and electronics will form communication system. Like our ears we listen and then we talk from our mouth. Communication system. What is communication system of human body? Mouth and ears. Correct? Similarly, satellite has antenna and electronics which does the same thing as our mouth and ears. Very important part of the satellite is control system. Which is very important part of the human body?
Brain.
Which sends signals to all other parts? Brain. Brain is the controlling part of a human body. Brain controls all our actions, correct? Similarly, control system controls the satellite. It sends signal to all other parts to switch on the thruster, to take the data, to download the data, to send the data to the ground station, to image a particular part of the earth. All the activities or actions done in satellite is controlled by control system. Okay. Then inertial systems to ensure that satellite is stabilized in the orbit. It should not wobble, it should not vibrate, it should be stable. So that is ensured by inertial systems. You should at least remember the names of these systems. Then optical systems. Why optical systems are required? Where I am now, I am in front of the podium. How I can say I am in front of the podium? Because I can see a mic. I can see people here. So I know that I am in front of the audience. Similarly, satellite, we should know where the satellite is in the space. How we will come to know? There are sensors kept on the satellite. Earth sensor, star sensor, sun sensor. These three will give us an idea with respect to the earth, with respect to the sun, with respect to known star, in which angle satellite is. From that data, we will come to know where the satellite is and what is the direction of the satellite. So, optical system, like our eyes, we have sensors in satellite which will give the position of the satellite. Then once all these subsystems are made, there are a lot of tests are done on each system and then they will be integrated. That means a satellite will be built and then it will be tested. Because if you make a mobile, if it is not working, what you will do? You go back to service person, you tell him it is not working, you repair it. TV, mobile or any system, washing machine, whatever we use. Whereas once satellite is put in the orbit, if it is not working, the 200 crores, 300 crores, 400 crores, 500 crores, 600 crores, depending on size of the satellite and complexity of the satellite. The cost, huge money is lost. We cannot afford to lose satellites. All the systems of satellite should be working perfectly. For that, we carry out thousands of tests. Once satellite is made, thousands of tests are done, and finally, when it clears all the tests, it is permitted for launch. It is cleared for launch. Okay? Then you can see the satellites will be in different orbits. One is the geostationary orbit, which is 36,000 kilometers away from Earth. It is used for putting communication satellites. Then the other one is polar orbits. It goes around the Earth very fast, 12 times, 18 times per day, depending on the orbit. Continuously it covers all parts of the Earth and takes images. And other is special orbits where it goes to Moon or Lagrange's point or Mars, like this. Okay. Then applications, agriculture, fisheries, monitoring, irrigation infrastructure, drinking water, watershed development, natural resources. You name an application, satellite is used for this. Maintain the forest details, snow and placing studies, national urban information system. Wherever your satellite can be used. Okay? Then disaster management, when there are floods, when there is cyclones, satellites are used for evacuating people, it will alert people. Earlier days, if there is a flood, if there is a cyclone, thousands of people used to die. Now, no deaths, because before cyclone comes, we know that cyclone is coming, all will be shifted by our district officials to safe areas and no life is lost. So this is the advantage of technology, satellite technology or the satellites. And communication satellites, lot of applications. Then NAVIC, as I told you, with 7 or minimum 7 satellites, we can provide GPS facility. That we should not call it as GPS facility, you should call it navigational facility. GPS is by UX. You can see how many satellites are there. Right side, if you see geostationary orbit, it is continuously above India. Our geostationary satellite will be just above India, always covering India. Right side you can see it supports all countries. Various satellites will support different countries. Left side image, this is how the satellites are there in the space now. Huge number of satellites are there. It's a big problem because lot of waste, space debris are created. It has to be cleared. Presently, lot of work is going on. Still, we are not solved this problem. Who will be solving this problem? Who will be solving this problem in future? We have created the problem. Who is going to solve? In future, you are the ones who are going to solve this problem. So, these are the different types of satellites. Remote sensing, geostationary, we have made around 20 satellites till now. And these are the different scientific satellites: SRE, Astrosat, Aditya L1, Chandrayaan 1, 2 and 3 Mars mission. This is Chandrayaan 1. In Chandrayaan 1, we didn't land on the moon. We just put a payload called Moon Impact Probe, MIP, on the moon. On Chandrayaan 2 and 3, you would have seen n number of times how it landed. Every second was tensed. Every second was tense because Chandrayaan 2 we had failure. Chandrayaan 3, when it landed, 4 legs were there. There are 4 legs. Whenever each leg lands, we used to get the signal. We got signal only for 3. We didn't get signal for 4. Tension. What happened? We were not knowing. Then finally we understood that it landed properly. Then when it was getting opened for lander to come out of the moon, for rover to come out of the lander, again there was some hold. Every moment was tensed. It is not so easy because if it is moon, if the lander is coming down, if you just leave it freely, it will fall down and break. That happened in Chandrayaan 2. In Chandrayaan 3, it had to be controlled. The fall had to be controlled. How it will be controlled? By firing engines below the lander. How much force it has to generate? How much force these 4 engines have to generate? It should balance the gravitational force of the moon. It is not so easy. Continuously, automatically the calculations were made and appropriately the thrusters were fired and it hovered around the moon. How you can just, if you are falling down, if you want to be at the center, how to make you to hold you at the center? You have to be pushed from the bottom. So it was really tense moments. Finally, we achieved it. This is how our Chandrayaan went to moon. In Earth, it had multiple orbits. Then it went to heliocentric. Then it went to moon's orbit, and finally landed on the moon. And this is the last few minutes from 90 kilometers. You can see that After 90 kilometers, it came down in a controlled way and automatically controlled. The programs were written such that it is in a controlled way, it came down. Then again, this is rough braking. The speed was very high. It came down to very low speed, controlled. Then if you see here, it was hovering here. Hovering is, if you would have seen the helicopters will be just above this one. It will be flying. That is called hovering. Chandrayaan was also hovering. It was there for a few seconds. Confirmed that the land below it, the moon land below it was okay. Then it landed. And then slowly it landed. You would have seen the video many times. You would have seen this video. Then after the Chandrayaan landed, the lander landed, the rover came out, it went on the moon surface, did various experiments. It experimented with the moon soil and sent the data. The rover sent the data to lander, lander to orbiter, orbiter to earth. And that is Chandrayaan, this is Mangalayaan, which we sent in 2014. We launched it in 2013 November, then it reached in September, then traveled for 300 days, and then it was orbiting the Mars and took lot of images. These are all exploration satellites. Aditya L1, it is between Earth and Sun. It is not. Many people will get confused. It is a Sun mission. It has gone to Sun. No, it has not gone to Sun. It is only 1/100th of the distance from the Sun. Total distance is 150 million kilometer, 150 crores kilometer. It is only 1.5 lakh kilometers. Okay. Why that is called Lagrange's point? Why satellite is exactly here at this point is, at this point, gravitational pull of the Sun and the Earth get balanced. Gravitational pull of the Sun is very high. Okay, it attracts the satellite with a higher force. Earth also attracts the satellite. At this Lagrange's point, okay, the gravitational pull of Earth and the Sun balances and satellite will be there. Okay, satellite is in that particular point. The next, Gaganyaan, you would have seen 4 people. Out of that, one, Shubhanshu Shukla, has already gone to space. The next, they will go to space with our Gaganyaan in 1 or 2 years. That is again.